Hi, I'm Chris Romani, founder of Romani Branding and Management. Today, I want to start to talk to small business owners about their social media strategy. To give you a little bit about my background, I've spent the last decade in psychology and marketing, and specifically working on small businesses. One of the things that I've found is that all different types of small businesses feel like they're unique and need unique strategies, but realistically, they have a lot more in common than you'd think. So if you're a small business owner, we're going to be talking today about how to start or perhaps revitalize your social media. All right, so let's get started. Now, I know that most people spend their time talking about how to do social media, how many times a day that you post, how many times a day you should do other things, how to create media, but we're really going to be talking today more about philosophy. Basically, my philosophy breaks down into 5 tenets and one overarching theme. And that theme is that social media is part social and part media, but ultimately the social piece is more important. The problem is as you're learning social media, most things focus on the media part because the media part is really easy to explain how to do, and the social part is a lot more technical and a lot more personable. So I'm here to be your resource on the social part. Now, there are other people that are going to talk a little bit more about media than me, and they're great too, because media is an important part of social media, but really the social part of social media is the bigger piece. Over the next couple weeks, we're going to be doing a deep dive into each one of these tenets and the overarching theme. But for now, let's get right to the overview of these 5 tenets. So tenet number 1, pretending like your customer is in the room. So if you're a good in-person marketer, and many people in small businesses have to be the marketer, the salesperson, and wearing a bunch of other hats, you probably have some sense of why your customers actually like you. It could be that you're funny, it could be that they like that you're prompt, or many other things. This is the same reason that your customer is probably going to follow you online. The quirks that they like about you in real life will be the same as in social media. One of the things that people talk about when they're talking about social media is that it's like a magnifying glass, meaning that it exposes who you are. So, customers in small businesses, with maybe the exception of restaurants, will also tend to align with your values. For example, if you're a Christian-based organization, it's likely that other people that have Christian values will follow you, will work with you, will get along well with you, and be productive in your business. So again, pretend like your audience is in the room when doing your social media, because that's going to lead them to like you for the same reason that they like you in person. Again, with social media, often your goal is to take a cold client and turn it into a warm in-person lead. So depicting yourself as fake won't lead to a good outcome because when they meet you, it will be incongruent with the person that they thought they would be meeting based on their social media. Our second tenet is that you have to say something. Ironically, this is where a lot of small business owners get tied up. They know all about their business, why it's better than other businesses, and why you should use it, but they can't convert that into social media. The reason why is because their pursuit of perfection often gets in the way of progress. Everybody's heard that you should post 3 to 5 messages a week, but what often happens in small businesses is they spend so much time trying to craft one perfect message or get one perfect image right that they never get around to the other 4 messages. In social media, you're playing a game that is high touch point, low success rate, and not the other way around. This means you have to get your messaging out. Remember, this can be your own responses and not just your own content. So for example, if you comment on somebody else's picture, photograph, meme, video, this is you actually creating content. This is you saying something, even though it isn't something that you directly made. Let me give you another example. I have 2 dogs in my house. In this video, you may hear one of them bark. Now, if that happens, I have 3 choices. I could throw away the whole video, I could reshoot it a couple days later when I find it out, try to find the exact same clothes, do everything the exact same way and reshoot it. Or 3, I could let you know that I'm a human being and occasionally there's a dog in my house. Of those options, I'm going to pick the latter because on social media, I want to produce a lot of content. That is my #1 goal. And so if occasionally something isn't perfect, on social media, that's okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about why that is in our 4th tenet. On to tenet #3, only speak with your own voice. If you remember the first tenet, pretending like your audience is in the room, you should have a good idea of why you only want to speak with your own voice. Again, you know why your customers like you. Customers are good at understanding when you're being authentic and when you're being disingenuous. Again, if they feel you're one way online and then they go in person and meet you and it's incongruent, that's going to be a negative experience for your customer and you're going to have wasted your time trying to market to them. I'm writing this at the time of the coronavirus, and this is especially true now. There's a lot of companies that are trying to make a play to talk about how helpful they are and what they've been doing to try to prevent the coronavirus from affecting their business. In some businesses, this is very congruent with how they've done everything over the last year, 5 years, decades. In other companies, it just really seems like a ploy to help get you in the store. Based on how you present it and what you've done in the past, your customers will be very good at deciding which is which or determining which is which for your company. What you want to do is stay within your own voice. If you haven't talked about societal issues before, perhaps now is maybe not the best time to get really involved in policy. If that's a change you want to make as a company, that's okay. But if you just don't get involved in society or political issues, now perhaps is not the time that you want to get involved, even if you feel like some of your competitors are doing it. Our 4th tenet is that your clients are content creators. Remember what I said about having a dog barking in the background? Well, for most of your clients, they've made a video and they've had something bad happen in the background. So they understand the plight. Unlike most other activities you're going to do in the marketing sphere, this is the only one that most of your clients have actually done themselves. So the average person has posted content to Facebook. They may have made a video, they may have made memes, or they've commented, shared other people's posts. So even this video, for example, there may be people out there watching this that can learn something about marketing, but can actually make a video better than me. And so your clients are content creators. Some of them may be better content creators than you are. That doesn't mean that your content doesn't have value. It just makes it different than most other marketing pieces that you're going to be putting together. Also, the other uniqueness is that your clients can expand on your content. For example, someone could share this video and focus on one particular point. Or if you've recently made a meme that your clients thought were funny, they could share it and add their own context to that meme. In this sense, it is unlike any other marketing activity that you'll engage in. Finally, our last tenet is that you need to take these other 4 tenets and pick the social platforms that are right for you. People often feel overwhelmed that because there's 4 major social platforms, you have the addition of TikTok now, plus you have YouTube, that they need to be involved in all of these platforms. And very simply, that's not the case. You need to pick the ones that are right for you and your business. So here are some examples. If you're a visual storyteller, something on YouTube and Instagram might be the right fit for you. If you're really good at just making funny comments, maybe Twitter and Facebook are the right strategies for you. Or if you want to be seen as a business professional only, maybe you just use LinkedIn and then you do a more documentary style of YouTube. All 3 of these strategies may work based on what your business is and how you are as a person. So those are my 5 tenets to helping your business on social media. Again, they're pretend like your audience is in the room, You have to say something, only speak with your own voice, your clients are content creators, and pick social platforms that work well for you and your business. In the upcoming weeks, we're going to be doing a deep dive into each one of these topics, so I hope you stick around for them. Finally, I have one other tip for you. At the end of any of your content, make sure you're placing a call to action. A call to action is very simply what you want your customer to do next after they've appreciated your content. So for instance, at the end of many videos, you hear people saying, would you please like, comment, or subscribe to my video? That's their call to action. Today, I'm going to ask you to do something a little bit different. If you enjoyed this video, I'd like you to post questions that you have that you want to know about social media for your business. I'm going to be trying to do a lot more videos in the future, and your questions are the best way for me to develop content. So I'm looking forward to speaking to you, talking to you, and I hope to see you again in the future.